Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining this pre-launch webinar of curiositynavigator.com. This is Saad Masood, co-founder of Curiosity Navigator, and with me I have Michelle Foulia and Faisal Ramay, who are also co-founder of Curiosity Navigator, and I welcome you all to this webinar session. The purpose of this particular session is to let you know that what Curiosity Navigator is all about, introduce you to ourselves, who we are, and we'll be giving you a small demo of our MVP, which we'll be launching on the 1st of October. And you guys gonna get the sign up link soon in your emails. So let's move forward. All right. So the first slide is related to introduction. The idea of Curiosity Navigator is to help you as a parent, educator, and as a carer so that you would be able to nurture your kids' curiosity and transform it into some sort of marketable skill at a very young age. So I'll explain that how would it work when we'll go along. So now I want to introduce you to my team, Michelle Foulia and Faisal Ramay. First, I would invite Michelle. Please introduce yourself and let our audiences know who you are, where you come from.
I'm Michelle. I'm from Cyprus originally, but I live in North Wales. I have a background in both entrepreneurship and therapy. So in entrepreneurship, I have been running my own businesses since I was 22. So that is pretty much almost 30 years. And simultaneously, I've been in the therapy work as well as a therapeutic writer, a bibliotherapist, which is where I use books for therapy. I've done my training in clinical hypnotherapy, counseling, life coaching, animal-assisted therapy, lots of different modalities of therapy. And for the last, since 2013 or something like that, I've been unschooling my children. So I have 3 children. And that has taken us down the route of the alternative education path, which has opened up so many amazing doorways and opportunities. And I've already also done a course, some training in how to start an alternative school. So that's kind of got me into all of that way of thinking. And one of the things I did with my children, because all 3 of my children are neurodivergent, they have ADHD and autism, we used entrepreneurship as a way to equip them for life. And that has been like the core skill that we used as a family to equip our children for life in the world. And so that eventually, so they've been running their own businesses since they were about 9 years old. They're now 22, 17, and almost 14. And it's how I met Saad and Faisal and got involved with Curiosity Navigator. So that's me.
Thank you very much, Michelle. It was wonderful to have you on our team. And now I would request Faisal, please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Saad. And definitely agree with Saad. It's a pretty wonderful team, but I think very proud to be working with you guys on this. So just wanted to say that. I'm Faisal. Hi, everyone. Based in Sydney, Australia. I'm a technologist from the past 15 years. Started my career in banking and banking tech. So that's where I originated, but it's been a mix of different types of industries, healthcare, banking, again, insurance, and some startups as well. So that's what we do. With my work is a mix of architecture and support as well as development. So that's where we come from. A lot of the development that we're doing today is done through tools like GitHub Copilot and so on, which is AI-driven code generation as well. I was very fascinated. I've known Saad for a few years, for 12 years, coincidentally. That's easy to say when he talks about that. And I was very fascinated by the idea of homeschooling. My kids go to regular schools. We're sort of in the regular system in that sense. I was very fascinated with the idea. And I think when we started talking about Curiosity Navigator, it almost started as a tech thing for me. It was like, can we build an app that would do this? And, and I was intrigued by that. But it's grown on me a lot. I feel very passionate about the idea because I think we need to provide our kids opportunities beyond um, what's available to them otherwise. And so, and I think entrepreneurship is just such a strong, um, I just feel that it's a very strong need and it needs to be met. So that's where I think we're just coming together as a very um, aligned team to hopefully deliver something that's meaningful for everyone, for our kids as well as yours. Yeah, so that's me.
All right. Thank you very much, Michelle and Faisal, for being part of this team. Now, let me set some expectation of this particular session. So the basic idea is to let you know that uh, what is Curiosity Navigator is all about. We'll be giving you a small demo of unique features and benefits, how you can use it, and provide us your feedback later on, because we want to build something which would benefit you. Rather, we will be building something based on our own assumptions. So let's move forward and I'll explain that what is the vision behind this Curiosity Navigator, where it is coming from and where it is heading towards. As a parent and as an educator, I am homeschooling my two kids. One is 9, now 10, and one is 6. During this journey, we have seen that how kids' interests would be nurtured over a period of time. And with the help of course, as a parent and as an educator, you're going to help them a lot. And we are bringing uh, whatever we have learned in our journey, in our homeschooling journey. So the idea is really simple, that what we're going to do, we're going to have all those artifacts, for example, creative writing, stories, journals, and we're going to put those creative writing stuff into Curiosity Navigator. And Curiosity Navigator as a collaborative tool with you as a parent, educator, and a carer, we will nurture kids' interests through different means. Currently, we are bringing only quizzes. The quizzes would be linked with an interest, and then your child will take those quizzes, and we will or nurture those interests by inculcating knowledge through quizzes. And I will show you in my demo what is the meaning when I said that inculcating knowledge through quizzes. All right. So the next step is, let me go to the demo screen and I will give you a demo. All right. So let me know when you're able to see my screen. I hope you will be able to see now. All right. All right. So let's go here. Okay. All right. Here you can see that we have 3-step approach. Add artifacts, which could be in a soft form. So what you have to do, uh, any written artifact, whether it is written on paper or written on computer, just snap it or have a screenshot, and then you upload into Curiosity Navigator's platform. Our state-of-the-art platform will do the analysis and it will provide you the interest, and you will either reject or confirm those interests, and your feedback is really important. The nurturing of these interests actually starts from your feedback, and I'll explain later when we go along that how will it work. All right, so the next step would be, I'll sign in. Let me sign in. So once you sign in, you will be greeted with a beautiful dashboard, which would have this type of pattern. Your children, you have those 3 basic in cards on your dashboard where you add artifacts, interest analysis, and nurture interest, and you will have all the recent activities shown underneath the dashboard. All right, so we'll start from adding a child. Here you can see we have given a privacy notice. We are very keen about children privacy and security and their data protection. So we want you that do not provide us the original information. You can use children's nickname. You can provide us the country name as a location, and the date of birth you can adjust whatever you want. Maybe with up into 2 years. I mean, you can change it. Why? Uh, Age and location is important when we will be generating the interest. And Faisal will explain it, that how we are ensuring that your child security and privacy and data protection needs to be done when they would be using this particular application. All right, so let's put some nickname. Sam, I'll put it in Malaysia. I'll go along. Sam is maybe 9 years old or 10 years old, and then I will save it. Let me save it. Add a child. So I have saved Sam, and then let me go to Sam's profile, and then I will add one of the artifact. Maybe let me choose an artifact. All right, so let me choose this. All right, choose this. The next, what I'll do is journal 101, maybe something like that. Notes, then I save the artifacts. All right, so here you can see that it is saved. Now, if I would click on this page, you can see that interests are not detected yet. It is under process. So you have to give it at least 5 to 10 seconds so that the interest would be extracted. Here you can see that the interests are extracted. So first is creative arts, creating clubs or groups, empathy, and forgiving. And you can see that here we have different categories assigned to these interests. So basically, we have taken a research from John Holland. He was a child psychologist, and he has worked on human personas with the perspective of vocational training. So he identified 6 categories of personas. And now in this Curiosity Navigator, what we have done, we have taken his research and adapted it to our own model, where we have added science and maths and environment and nature on top of whatever 6 categories he has identified. So here, let's move forward. And what I'll do is I'll refresh this page, and I'll go to Sam's profile. When I go to Sam's profile, here you can see that now we have pending interest and the recent activities. So I will go to pending interest. It will take me to the interest by category page, and I will choose creative arts as a parent. Now here I am providing my feedback, that what I think about this particular interest, whether this is confirmed or reject. Yeah, I will confirm it. And then this is the first bit of feedback, rather second bit of feedback. First was the confirmation, and the second is the how much confidence do you have in your child to have this particular interest. So you are actually, this is where the nurture process will start, and I'll explain it later that why it is important. All right, so for this particular creative art interest, the base strength is 56. I'll update it, and it will be updated. And in this page, you can see its score history. So whenever a new interest would be found, it will not ask you to confirm it. It will automatically add here as a data point, and it will create this beautiful chart based on base interest, engagement, consistency, and relative interest. I'll explain it. What does this mean? Base strength is whatever feedback you have already given. So let me go back and I'll show you the child profile. So here you can see that now a new window is appeared, which is interest being nurtured and interest waiting to be nurtured and recent activity. So waiting to be nurtured, I'll click here and I will nurture the interest. So I'll confirm it. The moment I will confirm this interest, it's gonna go to the you're gonna go to the child profile, and you will see that nurture interest through quizzes will appear. Now, this is the very first step, I would say, where your child would be getting knowledge about that particular interest. Later in as we go along, and we will be launching new ways to nurture the interest, you will have like entrepreneurial mindset, financial literacy, and mentorship programs based on those interests. We'll launch it later on, but for now we have only given you this particular feature where you can nurture interest through quizzes. So there are two ways through which your child can take these quizzes. One is through QR code. So you will generate a QR code, and then the next step is that you're gonna explore it and generate the interests. So when you generate the quizzes, so you will generate the quizzes. So here you can see that the quizzes are generated. So there are two ways, like I've said. One way is to take the quizzes from this main app, where they can go in and they can find all the quizzes, or another way is that they have to go to this link, and so you can see welcome Sam, explore your interest, and they can actually go along and they can attempt those quizzes here. And when they will attempt those quizzes, so here, for example, okay, what is one way of showing emotion in your drawings? Drawing only people, bright colors, only using pencils, avoiding details. I think the bright colors. Yeah, let's go on. I mean, this is just to give you a glimpse that how the knowledge will be inculcated to your child based on the interest, whatever been detected, and you are going to nurture it. All right. If a friend says something mean about your drawing, what is a positive way to respond? Ignore them completely. Ask for their advice. Get upset. Tell them they are wrong. I think this is the most suitable answer. Okay. Why is it important to practice drawing different things like nature or animals? To become bored, to improve your skill, to show off your friend, to make it look perfect? I think to improve your skills, maybe. Okay. Which of these can inspire you to draw a new picture? A rainy day, favorite storybook, sad movie, loud noise, maybe a favorite storybook, maybe. Yeah, let's see what it says. I mean, this is something which is you will see that how AI will help your kid to nurture that particular interest. What should you do if you see someone drawing only and you want to join them? Tell them to stop. Ask if you can draw together. I think this is okay. Just sit and watch. Draw something else. Okay, submit a quiz. Wow, outstanding. Now, if I would have given any question and an incorrect question answer, it would have corrected me here. So now the beauty is that you're gonna see an explanation, and here you are inculcating the knowledge related to that particular interest to your child. So I feel as a parent or an educator that quizzes are the best way to inculcate knowledge to your kids. Rather you give them a piece of paper and ask them to read or paraphrase it, it is better to give them 5 questions like here, and then they will learn by attempting it, because kids always like challenges. All right. And then I go back. So here it is. let's go back. Now here, okay, I'll exit this. I'll go to the attempt. Here you can see that now this quiz has already been attempted and it's available here. All right. So this is all about the quizzes. And here, if you would see now let me talk about this scores. Like I've already mentioned earlier, that the base is actually whatever feedback you have provided. Engagement will be the score over the period of time when your kids would be doing the quizzes, and whatever average score they would have, it would show that average score in engagement. And the consistency has also a formula and algorithm where it's gonna see that how much consistent your kids are when they are attempting some of the quizzes. For example, one time they are getting 100%, second time 80%, third time 60% scores, and then they would have a consistency score, okay, maybe 70%, and then the relative is the weighted average, which is the weighted average of these three scores. And when a new interest will be found, okay, let me do one more thing. If I would add another artifact, so let me, okay, go here, let me add this journal maybe, okay, journal 1 or 2 and notes. Okay, let's see what will happen. So it's added here and it's still in process. Let it give it some time. Okay, so here, physical activity making. So we did not find any common interests. So all of them are new interests, or it's okay. Let me go back to pending interests. Let me helping others, for example. So here you can see it is added already because I did not confirm that. So that's why it is joined together with the previous interest, and the context is already available. So but when you will be doing this MVP testing with your kids, you will find it very nurturing, and we are open for your feedback, how you want us to improve it. All right, so let's go back to our slide, and we'll move on to our next slide. And I am happy to take your feedback, whatever you would say about this app. Okay, now future plans. For these future plans, I want Michelle, please come on board and let us know what are our future plans.
What's beautiful about this new app is that the parents' feedback and the parents' questions and suggestions are going to also inform a lot of the new things that we're going to be adding. But for sure, it's all about skill building, isn't it? So parents are looking for a way to build skills in their children. My background being entrepreneurship is going to be part of that, because entrepreneurship I see as a vital skill for anybody. And not only because this is sometimes people will go, oh, but my child's going to follow a traditional path, or they're going to be doing a traditional career or whatever. But entrepreneurship is useful for any possibility. People can have a traditional career, lose their job, or want to earn extra money to save for a deposit for a house or move countries, or something terrible happens, an accident. You can always fall back on entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship education is really vital, I think, especially in today's climate with AI and the fear that AI is going to take so many jobs. It can't with entrepreneurship, because you're always creating, you're always innovating. So we're going to be offering entrepreneurship courses within the app, and there'll be different options, different ways. There'll be self-paced ones, there'll be ones that may be connected to calls with support and things like that. And that's something that we're going to be evolving as we see the interest and what parents are looking for as well. But also mini courses in subjects like financial literacy, how to visualize your future self, because I think when a child has an idea of who they want to become, who they want to be, how they're going to self-actualize and realize their potential, they work towards that. They're more engaged, they're more involved in their learning journey. So little mini courses are going to be fun that they can do with their parents and things like that. And just whatever else we see an interest in, we have the ability and the capacity and the knowledge to develop into little mini courses that can be added on or taken as part of the app. So yeah, it's going to be really, really exciting. And then the other thing as well is, because of my background in bibliotherapy and therapeutic writing, we want to offer a lot more guidance and support in those areas, how to use books to actually provide skills, how to help a child critically review a book and understand the messages within that book that they're reading, and whatever they're writing. So all these things will be part of the app as we go forward, and we'll be adding things as we go along. So there will always be new things to look forward to as well. Did I answer everything, Saad, or did I miss anything?
Saad, you're muted. And unable to find the unmute button.
Oh, sorry. Actually, I was having two screens. Yeah, Michelle, thank you very much. Yeah, you're spot on, actually. I mean, and definitely, in the end of the day, I feel like every child should be an entrepreneur, because the way everything is being changed, AI is changing everything, disrupting everything. So I think this is the way forward in the end of the day. And we always have a lot of ideas, and I think entrepreneurial mindset is the first step where we'll turn all those ideas into execution. Yeah. All right. So let's move on. Thank you, Michelle. Okay. Now this is time for declaring our privacy policy, and I asked Faisal to please let us
Thank you,
know.
Saad.
Thank you.
I thought you were going to say this is time for the boring part, because
No. I think this is the most, as a parent,
fine,
this is the most crucial. Yeah.
fine print. That is right. Sorry, before we, well, actually, I get into it then. So the core driver for us has been data minimization. So I think there's potentially a few small changes that we would do to the MVP before we actually launch it. But the idea is we do not want to capture anything that we do not need. And we're open to feedback on that as well. I think Saad and Michelle have done a pretty good job of sort of explaining that already. If there's ideas or if there's things that you're not comfortable with, or you don't know why we will want to capture those, please let us know. This is, I guess, the main idea at this stage anyway. Like if you have any feedback, we'd love to listen. So we're trying to minimize the data that we capture. There is, Saad's shown the parental control in the sense that you accept the interests that the AI proposes, and you're always in charge. You can always revoke that in the confirmation as well, and it would go back. One of the things that is crucial to even further control. So obviously the app uses AI. I think we've made that very clear. The app uses AI for two main features, and we'll sort of go into them a little bit. But when we use the AI features, we want to make sure you know what we're doing and you consent to that. So there will be an additional sort of layer of consent that you would see as on launch. That would be showing you the features that we are using AI for, and explicitly ask for your consent. One of the things, I think it's probably very clear by now, but one of the things is that this app is for parents, right? Or parents or carers. It's not for children. So you would always be in charge. The mini app or the QR code that lets kids access the quizzes only lets them access the quiz and answer it. There is no sense of any data or anything else that they can do in that. So obviously there's quiz data. There is data that says this is the question, that's the answer, and this is the quiz. But there is nothing else that they can do. So it's a relatively sandboxed environment that they're doing in. I guess that's the main thing in just some sense, that you're always in charge. In terms of security, so there's, I don't know uh, if this is common knowledge, but it's encrypted in transit and at rest, and that's what we say. But essentially, when information is being transferred from your device to our servers, that is encrypted, so nobody can actually listen in on that conversation, and you know that you're talking to us on the back end. And then it's stored encrypted as well, which means that when it's stored in a database or on a file, that is encrypted as well. And we're obviously using cloud services to host this, which are well known for their security and resiliency in that sense. From an AI transparency perspective, so we're using OpenAI APIs at the moment, and I think maybe this is a good opportunity to say what are we using it for, or reiterate what we're using it for. There is two uses of AI. There is the interest extraction from the artifact that gets uploaded. So essentially the artifact that you get uploaded gets translated into text, or text gets detected from that, and then that text is passed to the OpenAI model that infers the interests that are in that document. And this has just triggered a bit of a thought. Data minimization is implemented at that level as well. We're not just taking the content and putting it to AI to get the interests out. We remove any unnecessary information from that, and we anonymize them if there's names and that sort of thing, which there shouldn't be anyway, but if there are, we anonymize them as well, because that's not relevant. What's relevant is the interest that the child is exhibiting. So I think we've sort of covered the use of OpenAI there. In terms of the two uses, I was talking about the two uses, and I don't think I've talked about the second one. So the first use is interest extraction, and the second one is quiz generation. So the quizzes are generated based on the interest, based on the age group, and based on the location. The location and age group are just to ensure that the quizzes are relevant and kids actually are interested in those topics. So if my kids get a question about Kuala Lumpur, they might be interested because they've been to Kuala Lumpur once, but that sort of is where it would end. But if it's Sydney or if it's Australia, they would probably be a lot more into it. Is the reason why. So that's the two reasons why that's the two places where we're using AI. In terms of the parental control as well, actually maybe I'll talk through that at the compliance level. So interest discovery and quiz generation are the two main features where we use AI. In terms of compliance, if I can go there, so the app would legally be part of an entity that's based in Australia. So we obviously have to adhere to the Australian privacy principles, which have clear information about AI processing and the fact that you as a user, have access to AI generated rights and can have the ability to correct AI findings. But we wanted to ensure the app was usable across the world. And that's where we're going to be compliant with Children's Online Privacy Act from the US. So that's COPPA, and GDPR, which is obviously the well-known European regulation that is almost mandatory. Well, almost mandatory. It's almost always implemented in all the apps as well. So they're somewhat standard as well. They're really important for us, and we will be complying with those. As part of COPPA, there is a very strong element of parental or carer consent. And that's where that consent piece would be coming in. You would have to, it's not going to be the easiest consent is in my view at the moment. We're not just going to say a checkbox and we're going to let you go. I think we do want to make sure that it's an adult that is that is providing that consent. So there'll be some form of verification. We're sort of at the moment we're looking at verifying that you have a credit card rather than verifying that you have a ID, because just ID data is a lot more sensitive. But again, open to feedback on that sense. So there's no charge on the credit card. It's just verifying that it's an adult and that you actually consent by providing your card details to accept that. For the you always have access. All of these rules, all of these acts, they give you access to your data as well. So GDPR obviously is the um, biggest one in that sense. So you would always have right to get your data removed from the platform or even export it from the platform. This might be a manual work, and we will comply with that when we get one of those requests. But just know that you have those rights, and that we will always respect them. And I think that's all that I wanted to talk about. It's a potentially boring topic, but like Saad was saying, it's a really important one. And I'm quite keen to talk more about this, but just conscious of the fact that that's probably enough information. If you need more, reach out if you have ideas around some of this as well, and want to know more or want to influence some of the decisions that we're making. We'll be happy to talk.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, this is the most important stuff, and especially when it comes to our children's security, safety, the data protection. I think this is really important. Now let's talk about feedback. If you have any feedback, you can write to me directly on saad@curiositynavigator.com, info@curiositynavigator.com, privacy@curiositynavigator.com. You can go to curiositynavigator.com and find more information about us. And now I want to thank you, and I want to articulate it really clearly that for our MVP users, we are launching our app on the 1st of October, and we'll be offering 100% off. And we have priced our solution at $5 a month. But for the first 2 months, we'll be launching it for free. But you have to actually validate yourself, because in order to have our compliance in terms of our data policy, we need to make sure that whoever sign up on our platform, they are the real person. And rather we take your identity or government ID cards. I mean, it doesn't sound good. We found out that it is a better way to validate your identity through your debit cards or credit cards, and that's it. We'll not be charging any money for the first 2 months, and later on, if you consent, only then we will charge you. So thank you very much for joining this session. It was wonderful to have you on this platform, and I'll be happy to hear from you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.